Hello everyone, this is Mystic Goddess with your general reading. So today we're going to see what's currently blocking your twin flame union. This reading is for everyone of every zodiac sign, so feel free to switch the energies around as needed. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into these messages. Give me messages, please, Holy Spirit, for everyone that watches this reading. What is currently blocking my viewers' twin flame union? What are the current blockages in my viewers' twin flame union? 2 more shuffles. All right. So let's see what comes out here. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, we have brief affair. So one thing that's currently blocking your twin flame union is the ability for the two of you to have a consistent connection. For a few of you, there may have been some type of interference when it comes to a third party. Bad timing is also right next to that. So your twin comes off as though they're not ready for a committed relationship. It's also giving me energy of them always waiting for the right time, or they have a tendency to do certain things at the wrong time. Distance may also be a factor between the two of you. You could feel as though your twin comes off emotionally detached. At the top of the deck, we have childish. So your twin can be very childlike, or they have very young energy about them. Some of you may feel as though your twin needs to grow up. This is also giving me energy of some childhood trauma here. Wow. Give me more. Thank you. That came out quick. We have roving eyes. So another blockage in your twin flame union is disrespect. Some of you may feel as though your twin doesn't always take your feelings into consideration. I also feel like your twin can be a little bit flirty, or some of you could feel as though they have a wandering eye. At the bottom of the deck, we have ending. Your twin has a tendency to be aloof at times. It's also giving energy of them coming off as though they can come in and out of your life whenever they get ready. At the top of the deck, we have negativity. Your twin could operate from a pessimistic mindset. They may also have extreme mood swings. For a few of you, your twin could even be a little bit depressed. Give me more. What is currently blocking my viewers' twin flame union? Thank you. We have other lovers, and that card came out crossing. So for some of you, your twin has a tendency to put other people in your business. Now, if it's not that, they could have cheated on you, or they could have been entertaining a third party. With the other lovers card coming out crossing, it lets me know that your twin feels as though regardless of who else the two of you connect with, you'll always have something to do with one another. Cuts both ways is at the bottom of the deck. So there are a lot of good times that you've had with your twin, but you've had your share of bad times with them as well. With disposed being right next to that, your twin may have a really fragile heart, and it could be a little bit difficult for them to open up. Now, this is going to be specific. Please don't force it to fit. But for a few of you, one of you could have already been involved in a relationship when the two of you got together. Give me more. What is currently blocking my viewers' twin flame union? Thank you. All right, so we have vicious circle. You may feel like you're on a hamster wheel. I also feel like another problem in the connection is that the same type of issues tend to resurface. So it's coming out like there's very little growth here, or you could feel like your twin puts you through a vicious cycle. With Dream World being at the bottom of the deck, they do operate out of illusions. Some of you could feel like your twin doesn't truly love you, or you could think they don't know what real love truly is. At the top of the deck, we have Mechanical. So at some point in time, some of you were just going through the motions in regards to your twin flame connection. It's coming out like you may have mentally checked out. Another issue between you and your twin is the relationship has become stale or very routine. So the two of you may benefit from being a little bit more spontaneous or bringing some type of excitement to the connection. For some of you, they feel like you take things too seriously, okay? Wow. I heard numb. So some of you may have grown numb in regards to your emotions for your twin. Thank you. We have Crushed, and that card came out crossing. So your twin has hurt you, but it's also giving me energy of your twin flame getting hurt at some point in time. I feel like your twin needs to take time to heal. It's also giving energy of your twin needing to heal from another situation before they got involved with you. And what I mean by that is when you and your twin initially connected with one another, they already had some issues, or there were certain things that they had not healed from. It's coming out like they just jumped into a relationship with you, or they started dealing with you before they healed from other things that hurt them in the past. Cuts both ways is at the bottom of the deck again. So I feel like both of you have been hurt in this connection, even if it's unknowingly. I don't feel like it's intentional. Your twin has hurt you due to their disregard for your feelings. They've also hurt you because of their lack of reciprocity. But I feel like your twin is hurt because they feel misunderstood. But see, some of you may feel like what's understood doesn't have to be explained. Actions speak louder than words. Give me more. What is currently blocking my viewer's twin flame union? Thank you. All right, we have Demanding, and that card came out in reverse. So this card is all about being high maintenance. With it coming out in reverse, it lets me know that your twin expects you not to hold them to a higher standard. I also feel like your twin doesn't always make this relationship or your connection a priority. They may not have put in a lot of work in regards to making the relationship better. I also feel like your twin has a tendency to sweep things under the rug, and they expect for you to do the same thing. At the top of the deck, we have Gold Digger. For some of you, your twin can be a little bit selfish, but I don't feel like they're a bad person. It's giving energy of them being in survival mode, or your twin may operate out of ego. Also, I feel like they come off as an opportunist. Some of you may feel as though your twin only connects with you when they want something. You may feel like they're in the connection for what they can get out of it, or what they can get from you. For a few of you, your twin could be a little bit money hungry, or they could even be stingy. Give me another card. What is currently blocking my viewer's twin flame union? Thank you. All right, we have Ending, and that card came out crossing. So your twin feels as though you'll always be there. They don't think that you'll ever truly, permanently end things with them. Even when the two of you disconnect, or even when you break up, your twin pretends as though nothing ever happened, or they pretend as though it's not really over. I also feel like there have been times when you did decide to have a fresh new start with your twin, but the issue with that is some of the same problems tend to resurface. So it's not truly a fresh new start. With Two-Face being at the bottom of the deck, I feel like your twin has played with your emotions at times, or some of you could feel like they're not always sincere. Your twin also has a tendency to wear a mask. Like I said before, they wear rose-colored glasses, or they live in a fantasy world. It's also giving me energy of your twin operating out of idealism. Okay? So they expect you to be perfect, or they're looking for the perfect relationship when it doesn't truly exist. For some of you, your twin could even expect for you to wear rose-colored glasses. At the top of the deck, we have Joker. There have been times that your twin treated this relationship like it was a game. Like I said before, they think you take everything too seriously, but some of you may feel like they don't take anything seriously. So it makes them come off as though they're insincere. Give me another card. What is currently blocking my viewer's twin flame union? Thank you. All right, we have false hope. So some of you may feel like your twin has tried to sell you a dream. You could even feel as though your relationship or your connection with them has very little substance. Your twin also has a tendency to be evasive or possibly unpredictable. Yeah, they can be very unreliable. I also feel like they can be a little bit chaotic in regards to their mental state or in regards to their emotions. When they're operating out of that dark side, it's very hard to enjoy the connection that you share with them. For some of you, when they go through things, they have a tendency to let it steal their joy. Your twin also fears exposing how they truly feel because they're afraid of getting their heart broken. Like I said before, your twin has a very fragile heart. They're always waiting for the right time to express themselves. So it's to the point where some of you may feel like it's too little too late when it comes to trying to make things work with your twin. Yeah, distance has definitely played a huge role in where the relationship is between the two of you currently. I do feel like both of you have tried to rekindle the passion in this connection, but distance always ends up ripping the two of you apart. So your twin has a tendency to pull away from you, but I also feel like there are times when you pull away from your twin because of the way that they make you feel on an emotional level, okay? I just feel like whenever you're dealing with them, your emotions are all over the place. You overthink everything. And because of that, some of you have a tendency to pull away in order to protect your heart. Give me one more card. What is currently blocking my viewer's twin flame union? Thank you. All right, so we have undecided, and that card came out in reverse. So it's very obvious some of the decisions that have been made in this connection played a huge role in where the relationship is currently between the two of you. I also feel like your twin has a habit of making decisions without thinking things through. So they have very cloudy judgment. It's giving energy of actions not always matching words. Your twin can be very impulsive when it comes to making decisions as well. They're easily influenced or easily led by temptation. At the top of the deck, we have drowning. This is giving energy of your twin doing things to sabotage themselves. Now, this could be knowingly or unknowingly. It's coming out like they made a lot of bad choices back to back. And at this point, they're having a hard time keeping themselves afloat. I wouldn't be surprised if they come in asking for your help. Your twin has a tendency to get themselves into trouble, or they make a lot of bad decisions and you or possibly other people have to come in and save them from themselves. I'm going to clarify some of these cards and then I'm going to end the reading. But from what I'm seeing here, your twin is not a bad person. They're not a bad person, but they have a lot of issues. And don't get me wrong, no one is perfect, but your twin has a tendency to sabotage themselves. Like I said, to the point of drowning. And someone else has to come in and save them from themselves. It's very reckless behavior. And I feel like they're aware of it. They just have to learn to break their bad habits or to break the cycle of patterns. Because if not, being connected with them is like a no-win situation. I feel like they have a tendency to make bad situations worse. And that's self-sabotage. But they're definitely not a bad person. Your twin is not a bad person. They just have some really deep-rooted issues. And they make a lot of bad decisions. I heard I'm screwed anyway. So that may be a reason why your twin makes certain choices to sabotage themselves. They have to get out of that pessimistic mindset. I'm screwed anyway. What in the world? All right. 2 more shuffles. All right. So let's see what else comes out here. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So your twin is viewing you as someone they can have a very traditional relationship with. With the 9 of Swords being right next to that, your twin could be a little bit stressed out. It's also giving me energy of them feeling like a disappointment. Now, this could be a disappointment to others, or it could be they feel like they're a disappointment to themselves. They think their life didn't turn out the way that it was supposed to. Your twin may even feel a little bit convicted because they tend to do things that goes against their upbringing, or they tend to do certain things that go against their religion. I heard frowned upon. I don't know if your twin is the black sheep of their family, or they're looked at as the troubled child, but they feel like certain people around them have labeled them as problematic. Give me more. Why is false hope here? Or what is blocking my viewer's twin flame union? Thank you. We have the Queen of Swords. So your twin isn't as direct as they need to be when it comes to communicating. I feel like they leave you guessing, or they have a tendency to beat around the bush. For some of you, they have a hard time articulating themselves, or they're not really good when it comes to expressing their thoughts and feelings. For some of you, your twin has a tendency to either get an attitude or to become evasive when you call them out on their crap. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. There are certain people they need to cut off. Okay? I don't know if it's friends, family members. With the Queen of Swords coming out crossing, it lets me know that your twin may have even been sold a dream at some point in their life. And what I mean by that is there's someone that gaslights your twin. Now, it could be currently or it could be growing up, but there's someone who has weakened them mentally. And I feel like that same person tends to disrespect them. That person may have talked down on them. Could have even made them feel like they wouldn't amount to anything. Like I said, it could possibly be that they grew up around someone in that type of energy, or there's someone around them in that energy currently. I also feel like they get upset whenever you demand them to prove themselves, or when it's time for them to take accountability. At the top of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. There's someone who tore your twin down instead of building them up. That's really sad. Give me more. Why is roving eyes here? Thank you. We have the Knight of Swords. Your twin is just really impulsive. They don't always think things through. I also feel like they have a tendency to act first and think later, and it causes them to be in a state of mental distress. Your twin may have said some really disrespectful things to you at some points in time, or they have a tendency to say things without thinking. It's also giving me energy of your twin possibly pursuing you very aggressively when the two of you first started dealing with one another. It's also giving me energy of there being times when your twin had a lot on their plate. They may have been burdened or under stress, and they could have taken those things out on you. Yeah, they could have pursued you very boldly or aggressively when the two of you initially started dealing with one another. The relationship may have taken off very quickly. I also feel like one of the issues with your twin is they have a tendency to feel attacked whenever you bring certain issues to the surface. So they take everything personal. And I'm going to say something really quickly, and I'm not saying this to make you change your beliefs in regards to how a twin flame shouldn't or should conduct themselves. But what I am saying is no one is perfect. There are times when I see people comment things such as, well, if a person is truly your twin flame, they would never say anything to hurt you. They would never do anything to hurt you. They wouldn't be inconsiderate of your feelings. And my humble opinion is, yes, they will, because no one is perfect. all of us have said something, done something that hurt someone at some point in time in our lives, whether it was knowingly or unknowingly. Your twin is not perfect. They have a tendency to operate out of their shadow self. They feel as though their shadow self protects them. Some of you may have operated more out of your shadow self before you met your twin. Now, not all of you, but some of you did. But there are certain things that you went through with your twin that exposed certain things to you about yourself that needed to change. And with your free will, you decided to grow and evolve. All I'm saying is, no one is perfect. So don't expect your twin to be. Now, also, that doesn't mean that you sit up and put up with disrespect and allow them to treat you any kind of way. You have to have boundaries. You have to set a standard. And you also have to be willing to draw your sword and pull away from your twin, and know that separation is a normal part of the twin flame journey. Many of you chose to transform. You chose to evolve because of certain things that were exposed to you about yourself because of the connection that you shared with your twin flame. And that's what it's all about. You healing certain things within yourself that are exposed to you through your twin or through the twin flame connection. That's what it's mostly about. It's not for you to force change upon your twin. It's not for you to try and make your twin change, because remember, God gives us all free will. But one of the main things with your twin is when certain things are exposed to them about themselves, they feel attacked instead of seeing it as an opportunity for growth. That's where the two of you are kind of going in different directions, because when certain things are exposed to you, you're open to make changes. You're open to bettering yourself. But when certain things are exposed to your twin, they see it as an attack. And that's the problem. So like I said, no one is perfect. Your twin flame is not perfect. You're not perfect. You were not perfect before you met your twin. You're not perfect after meeting your twin. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that any of you think that you're perfect, but to think that your twin would never do anything to hurt you, whether it's intentional or unintentional, that's crazy to me. It doesn't even make sense, because no one is perfect. We've all done things to fall short. We've all done things knowingly or unknowingly that affected someone in a negative way, whether it was hurting their feelings or causing them some type of discomfort, even if it was unknowingly. So you have to understand that your twin has to grow. They have to grow, but that doesn't mean that you have to chase them during their growth process. That's where unconditional love comes in. That's where patience comes in. That's when boundaries to protect yourself comes in. You can't force change upon your twin. Even you change for yourself because you notice certain things. Your twin exposed certain things about you that you didn't like. Could even be certain things that you didn't even know needed healed within yourself until you started dealing with your twin. But you chose to make those changes. You chose to transform. And the problem with your twin is, instead of being open to making changes, they view confrontation or even constructive criticism as an attack. So like I said, I'm not saying that you should just sit around and be an enabler and allow them to treat you any kind of way. I'm not saying that at all. You have to stand for something. Don't ever tolerate disrespect from anyone. But what I am saying is, it's unrealistic for any of you to think that your twin is perfect, because none of us are. both of you usually come to each other a little bit broken. But I feel like one is a lot more broken than the other. But mindset has a lot to do with it too. Because if you look at the glass as half full, well, that's an optimistic mindset. But when a person looks at the glass as half empty, you know, that can be a little bit pessimistic if they're not careful. So your twin needs to change their thought process. And it doesn't mean you have to sit around and wait for them to get it right. You still continue to live your life. But it also doesn't mean that you have to cut them off permanently. That is completely up to you because you both have free will. Okay, I just felt like I needed to say that because I just feel like the twin flame journey is very misunderstood, or there's a lot of confusion surrounding it. And I also feel like there's nothing that's really set in stone. That's why there's so many different beliefs in regards to the twin flame journey. But your twin has to get out of the pessimistic mindset that they're in. Remember what I heard as I was shuffling. I heard I'm screwed anyway. So to have that type of mindset, that's not good. They don't understand that they're attracting negative things into their life. Oh my goodness. It's very sad. If any of you truly care about your twin, and I'm sure you do, send them some prayers up, okay? Because they need it. Give me another card. Why is Vicious Circle here? Thank you. We have the Ten of Cups. So a lot of their negative patterns were learned through family life. Your twin may not have grown up with the best support system, or they could have grown up in an unhappy home. But like I said, a lot of their patterns when it comes to relationships or their bad habits were learned in the home. But see, that's no excuse as an adult, because now they can play their own cards. But I feel like your twin has chosen to be a product of their environment. They may have grown up around certain people who were not loving, people who were not supportive. For some of you, they may have grown up in an environment that involved some type of addictions or negativity. It's just coming out like they may not have grown up in the most nurturing, loving, and supportive environment. It's very sad. There's some dysfunction when it comes to their family. And I want to say, I said it before, it's giving energy of your twin kind of being the problem child, or they looked at your twin like they were a disappointment. So because of their lack of emotional support, or because of their lack of positivity in the environment that they grew up in, it kind of conditioned them to operate out of dysfunction. Yeah, someone was really toxic. Very toxic toward your twin. I also feel like they were encouraged to be unemotional, not to show their emotions, to keep their emotions in check. They may have grown up in an environment where they were not allowed to express themselves. But it's no excuse, because like I said, they can play their own cards now. But I do also feel like there's some type of generational curse or something that affects their bloodline that causes it to be riddled with dysfunction. We have the Ten of Wands that fell out. Someone may have looked at them as a burden, or they may have been raised in a home where stress was projected onto them. And what I mean by that is, let's say that a family member, a parent, whoever was taking care of them had to work a lot, would be stressed out because of bills, or they were really burdened. They may have projected that on to your twin. For some of you, there are certain responsibilities that were put on your twin that probably shouldn't have been. I just feel like they carried the weight of either siblings, or they carried the weight of the burdens of an adult figure in their home. Oh, my goodness. Give me another card. Why is Joker here? Thank you. We have the Five of Wands, and we also have the Four of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So your twin actually wants to be in a traditional relationship with you. But like I said before, I feel like they were conditioned to be problematic, or to think that they are someone who's problematic. I feel like they were conditioned to think that they didn't know how to abide by the rules. And so it caused them to be a very conflicted individual. I also feel like your twin could possibly think that it's normal or okay for there to be a lot of conflict in their connections. Like I said, it's coming out like they grew up around a lot of dysfunction or a lot of conflict. They may have grown up around a lot of fighting. I wouldn't even be surprised if there was some type of sibling rivalry, if they have siblings. It may look as though they take your connection with them as a game, or they're not very sincere because of what they feel a relationship consists of. They think that clashing is common. They think that drama is something that's supposed to happen in a relationship. And of course, no relationship is perfect, but being with someone and the two of you not being able to unite, to agree, to be able to settle your differences, to understand one another, for the relationship to contain a lot of instability, that's just not normal. But your twin grew up with that. So like I said, it's coming out like they were kind of brainwashed or conditioned to think that relationships are full of drama, because that's all they saw in their home life. I feel like they want to be happy, but they have a tendency to disrupt their own happiness or to sabotage it. It's really sad. And I really hope that your twin starts to understand that how they grew up doesn't determine how they should live their life or how they should operate within relationships. Give me one more card. Why is ending here crossing? Thank you. All right, we have the Queen of Cups. See, they feel like things won't ever end permanently between the two of you because they know that you love them unconditionally. That's all it is to it. But I also feel like your twin has unrealistic expectations when it comes to you. Everyone has a stopping point or a breaking point. There's a difference between loving someone unconditionally and being an enabler. And I feel like your twin expects you to always be there, and they expect you to let them in and out of your life whenever they get ready, out of unconditional love, when in reality, that's enabling type of behavior. So there's a huge difference. Just because you love someone unconditionally doesn't mean that you're not supposed to have boundaries. The same unconditional love that you give to your twin, make sure that you give it to yourself. So yeah, I'm going to also see how things will be between you and your twin in the near future. Or I'm going to see if they're going to make any changes. Let's see. All right, give me one more message, please, Holy Spirit. Will my viewers, twin flame, make some changes for their highest good in the near future? Thank you. We have the 8 of Cups, and it came out crossing. So I do feel like they will make some changes, but the problem is they always end up reverting back. So your twin just needs to learn how to be consistent. If any of you are currently in separation from your twin, if your twin walked away, if there's distance between the two of you, if you have decided to leave them in solitude, Spirit is saying you're doing the right thing. Because right now, I feel like your twin is kind of aimlessly drifting. They seem to be looking to fill a void, even though their connection with you is satisfying. There's something in regards to your twin feeling a little bit disconnected, but it's within themselves. It doesn't have anything to do with you. I also feel like they'll always return back to you with the 8 of Cups. But there are some things that your twin needs to work on within themselves. And I really feel like they're just not happy within. That's the problem with your twin. They're looking for things outside of themselves to make themselves happy, when in reality, happiness is truly within. All right. And so that is the reading, everyone. If you guys resonated with this, or if you liked this reading, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you as a part of the Mystic family. I love each and every one of you guys so much. You take care. Be safe. Until next time. Bye.